For 5 weeks, the anticipation has been building. We have an awesome day of Overwatch. It is playoff time. Let's go.
And the Atlanta Reign solidify their spot in the playoffs.
Boston Uprising going the distance. San Francisco Shock, one of the greatest holds I have ever seen.
The Fusion clinched their spot in the playoffs.
Congrats, Toronto fans. The Defiant are in the playoffs.
Seoul Dynasty complete the clean sweep. That's a 4-0. Oh, that was a sick charge. The bomb is there. They do it again. That's a huge kill. And the Titans will get the 7-0 in stage 1.
Absolute dominance here from this squad.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. I hope you guys are ready.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another day here at the Overwatch League, live from Los Angeles in the Blizzard Arena. 2019 Season X, and we're into the quarterfinals of Stage 1.
Yeah, we had some banger of games yesterday, some surprises, I would say. I think none of us were right, which is par for the course for the most part.
I'm not surprised about that.
I think today is going to be a lot closer, probably in for some more surprises. I can't wait.
Well, you and I are casting the first quarterfinal, so naturally that one will go 5 maps.
Yeah.
No shock
Stick
there.
around.
And stick around, but then there's another one coming up after that. So we're going to be getting into it. You see it on your screen now. The Atlanta Reign versus the Philadelphia Fusion to kick us off in an actual best of 5. So good.
And the winners of today's game will lock in the second semifinal tomorrow. You see on your screen right there, the Titans did what was required of them, 3-0ing the 8 seed in Boston. But we have a little bit of March Madness of our own as the 7 seed upset our 2 seed NYXL. The Dynasty came out swinging. Honestly, that match could have been over in 3 games. It went to 5, but the Dynasty pulled it out. So that is your first semifinal tomorrow. All we got to do is lock in that second semi.
We're going to find out who is going in. Do we want to be wrong again, Hex? Do we want to make some predictions or something going in?
I'm used to it by now. I'm numb to being wrong.
Throw it in. This is going to be a rematch. Keep in mind, everybody, that these teams have faced already in Stage 1. It was early on in the stage, so a bit of time for evolution to take place and for them to improve.
Yeah, it did happen a while back, and it went all the way to 5. Of course, Philadelphia Fusion did end up pulling it off in the very last second of it, but I think Atlanta opened a lot of people's eyes to just what their power level was way back when. And it was as close could be. Went, like I said, went all the way to the distance, and it was a fun match to watch. I rewatched it recently to try to get some knowledge of what's going on, but you know, in Overwatch League 3 weeks ago might as well be a year ago, so who knows?
Exactly, but I was specifically really interested in watching DeFran. Definitely does not disappoint.
No,
man's a beast, man's a monster. Some would say the star of the team. Well, he's going to be leading the charge here as the Atlanta Reign are ready to take the stage. Leading the charge. He's second in line, Hex. I was lied to. It's all over.
This team feels extremely confident coming into the day. A big question with this team is how are nerves going to work out? They're an expansion team making their first playoff debut, although the nerves haven't seemed to affect them. And by all accounts, they're playing with house money here. No one really expected Atlanta to be making stage playoffs, so why not play it a little fast, a little loose?
Exactly right, Hex. They got nothing to lose. It's not like NYXL yesterday. When this things start turning against you, you start losing a grip on things. You're like, wait, hold on, this isn't how it's supposed to happen.
Right. You talk about a lot of the stars on this team. Of course, their tank line extremely solid. I like Pakbo and Dako. They're very good players. Then you've got the All-Stars, and Fran and Dogman came in, big talkers, big personalities. I think Masa is amazing, and Erster gets overlooked a lot. His play has been really strong, rock solid and consistent, and Masa, just the Finnish playmaker.
Exactly right. The Finns, they know how to bring the pain and the thunder. Another team that's capable of just that. Our runners-up for the season 2018 of Overwatch League, the Philadelphia Fusion. Proper epic music for a properly epic team. The Philly Fusion.
This team felt a little disrespected by a lot of us picking against them early in the season where they didn't look super strong. But there's a saying in Philadelphia that goes beyond Overwatch and kind of the sports mentality. It goes, no one likes us, we don't care. And I think that's how this Philly team has to play. They've been scrappers, they've been brawlers, got all the way to the finals in New York last year in the Overwatch League season. And I mean, this roster has been a lot of guys that we know are just very, very good at their spots.
They're very good at their spots. So far, it's them getting adapted into the roles. But as far as this team is concerned, you got Boombox, and that's the main focus here. He was saying, oh, well, I mean, they were taking a little bit of flack early on. EQ and Boombox, we got a little session with them at the Watchpoint pre-show where they were kind of expressing, I don't know, disgust with the commentators.
Well, because early in the season they weren't playing that well because when Boombox doesn't play, they lose. When Boombox plays, they win. It's as simple as that. It's no slight on LQ who's playing out of position, but Boombox is the engine that makes this team go. And Zenyatta right now in this meta is so critical. So they're 5-0 with Boombox in the starting lineup. They lost too early, but he wasn't able to play. He was sick.
There you go. Head-to-head here. Dogman, same role as far as the stats are concerned. Boombox edging him out pretty much on all fronts, apart from final blows by Me9.
Right, but I mean, it's still pretty good for Dogman. The only thing I'd be a little concerned about is the deaths there, just, you know, a little bit overall. But to come in the league as a brand new player and against a guy who's established, Boombox played in tournaments long before the Overwatch League was even in existence and kind of broke out in the World Cup scene. To come in and be able to match those kind of numbers that Boombox putting up, you got to be happy as Dogman as well.
Oh yeah, he's loving life right now, Dogman, on the main stage here, going into the Stage 1 playoffs. And well, looks like we're going to be taking a look at our map set here, presented by Toyota. And a little bit of a different format going into this one, Hex, in terms of which maps we'll be getting to. It looks like we'll be kicking things off on Ilios, our control map.
Right, higher seed gets to pick our opening map. After that, whoever does not win the previous map, some would call them losers. I don't like to be negative like that. Gets to pick the map that follows. So those are map types. Those are locked in, but the team which loses the prior round gets to select the next specific map.
So going into control, this is, think King of the Hill, best of 3. You need 2 points, 2-point wins to take this first map of the series. And you have it there in the bottom of your screen. Capture the objective. The objective happens to be that lighthouse room thing there, dead center in the middle of your screen. That's where the teams will be fighting.
Yeah, very much like King of the Hill, except once you have control, you are allowed to leave the point until the other team starts contesting it. So that's it. Fight over the point, then fight off the point, get up to 100%, and you win.
All right, right into the gates. Are we getting any shockers here in terms of roster? I don't think so. Nope, never mind. 3-3, Hex, 3-3. We got the hammers this time, so see who's going to be swinging them first.
Philadelphia does prefer to run a Winston in this kind of composition. However, Ilios is a map that's not great for it. And immediately, Poco takes down Popo. That'll be fun all day. But that's a huge kill to take out the main tank. That's pretty much fight winning.
Yeah, Erster's out of it as well. Gets cut off from the rest of his team. Not a huge loss because the fight was already over. Popo going to be stomping his way back into this, and Philadelphia Fusion will take first control.
It's interesting that Philadelphia chose Ilios. They are 2-1 on this map. However, they're playing into Atlanta's strength. It's 3-1 in this map. Poco again! Second verse, same as the first, takes down Pokpo.
Okay then, that was with the help of Boombox. That Discord orb is going to be proving invaluable. Wondering what happened there with Pokpo, because was he expecting the rest of his team to follow up? Looks like he kind of dropped there alone, and Philly didn't waste a second. Not that kind of opportunity. They jumped him immediately.
Poco is one of the best divas in the league because he's such a great opportunist. The moment you take one step out of bounds, he's looking to punish.
30% and climbing for Philadelphia Fusion here. First point of this map. Atlanta Reign kind of just playing along the edges, hoping to be able to farm up some ultimates here so that they can have some tools to use. DeFran is getting close to that grab. Ultimate ability that is the game changer, one of the big ones, and there it is. Shatter into the back line. Dogman gets immediately focused down, and the rest of them are going to follow. DeFran hanging on by a thread, but that's not for long. And Philadelphia Fusion, solid fights for them to kick off this point.
Dogman immediately taking to live out in a farm in the country right there, and that is a fight-winning ultimate. Knocks him to the ground, takes him out. Team kill, 60%, and not a huge investment on the side of Philadelphia. Only 2 ultimates used.
Yeah, so they'll have the sound barrier going into this one. Carpe's got that grab online now. Philadelphia, now they can just go ahead and trade the ults into this and keep building, and exactly that. DeFran, no hesitation on his point, throws the grab straight out. Boombox with the trance, trying to cancel out some of that damage, and now it's just going to be trading ults back and forth, and it's looking like Sato's going to get overwhelmed. Dogman with the focus takes him out of the fight. Is there any kind of possible follow-up here? It's not looking like it. Philadelphia Fusion going to get wiped out.
Atlanta invests a lot, but they had to. They don't win that fight. They end up losing this first stage. Now already you see 86% on the board for the Philadelphia Fusion. They're in what we call one-fight territory. You win one fight, you probably win the stage.
And they actually showed some discipline here, Philadelphia. Once they realized things were going against them, held on to some of the key ultimates. They have a combo online. Carpe with the grab and Poco with the bomb. They could potentially just crush this next fight. Atlanta Reign, just a little light on it, although they do have Dogman with the trance.
That's only going to save him, though, in the burst damage that the self-destruct allows. You'd rather almost have a sound barrier in this situation. Grab comes in.
Oh, and that's DeFran melting him. DeFran sneaks a grab in, and that's a great fight. 3 quick kills, Philadelphia Fusion. very happy to just hold on to the ults as soon as they see what's going on. They don't throw anything into a lost fight. Now we've got a 6-pack online for the Fusion, so...
Completely fine there. You bait out some ultimates, some resources from the Atlanta Reign. They know, as well as everyone, that they only need to win one fight, so they want to go guns blazing with everything that they've got. Very patient play there from Philadelphia. Now, if they somehow don't win this fight, that's not going to be great. A shatter and a self-destruct could send things awry for Philadelphia, but on paper, this is a fight that they should win.
Yeah, Philly should have the grip of. So there's the dance rally through into the fight by EQO. Getting his team in there. The shatter gets thrown. Laid out. Boombox somehow survives. So the grab from Carpe turning it around, and there will be a trade. Self-destruct be self-destruct. Sound barriers getting thrown in here for Philly as well, really trying to win out, but they're doing a great job on the Reign side, keeping alive. The Fran eventually gets focused. And a solo shatter on Dogman.
They've got him split really hard. They segmented them off as solo shatter is completely fine in this situation. No use saving them for next round because this one might just be about it. 90%. Let's see the positioning that Atlanta can get in. They need someone back to touch the point, otherwise this stage is over. They might barely have enough time.
They might barely make it. It's gonna be cutting it pretty close. Can they body block? Masa just throws himself onto the point and makes it just in time. Eventually gonna die though, and that's not gonna help things here. Now it's Rain battling in, but they lose their main damage as well. DeFran is gone. And so Fusion should now be able to pick them off one after another, and that is not gonna help things here for the Rain. It's looking like the Fusion, despite having to put up perhaps more of a fight than they thought they would at the beginning of this point, they're gonna get the job done and take the lead in this series.
Lock the door at the self-destruct. That means Popo will fall. Now it's all just about cleaning up the remainder. A nice shatter comes in late. Philadelphia takes stage 1 of Ilios.
Looking good on Philly's side, really keeping it together there. I mean, farming up all the ults. You know, it's like, oh, we're at 85. Let's take our time, take a couple of fights. We get a 6-pack. There's so hard for the Reign to come back in that situation.
They made it a close one, though. There's been some questions about Sato's ability to play Reinhardt. We all know he's a very, very good Winston. He played a very Winston kind of Reinhardt there. He was isolating single targets, not saving shatter for enormous combos. I've got a target. I'm going to kill him by whatever means necessary. And was able to hit some nice charges there, too. But this is a stage in which he should shine. Sato is going to be playing Winston. Verticality can be important here to jump up and down, leap in and out. All over the place as we play well on Ilios. A giant hole in the middle of the map. Gotta watch out for the Lucios.
Yeah, the M hole.
So Fran is running the Torb.
There it is. Cool. This is what I was hoping for, man. Get some Torb play in here. We've seen it from DeFran in the past that he's willing to play Torb on this point. So let's see, do Philly have an answer for the turret god?
So Fran plays Torb on this stage in particular in Ilios a lot. And the interesting thing is, even if it doesn't work the first couple of lives, he'll stick with it.
So, as you guys can see, Philly Fusion, 1 point on the board for them. They're looking for 2 points to take this first map in the series. Yeah, I mean, as far as Carpe kind of a, not really a dominant Zarya. He's holding his own, but we're not looking to him to really take the map by storm. Eventually removes that turret, but you lose Poco in the mix, and that should be setting it up here. The Reign now get to set up this hardpoint defense.
Yeah, it's a much stronger hardpoint bunker defense than they ran previously against Philadelphia, because last time they ran this, they had Erster on Hanzo, which is looking for picks as well. But now that you've got Erster on the Brigitte, you can truly just run this like a bunker composition. Put up the shield, put down the turret, you guys have to play into us.
Exactly right. We're waiting for you, Arms. Wide open. And Hammer. He's giving a quick polish. Hex is ready to go. Looking for the molten core soon enough here, but we are going to be getting some kind of initiate coming in from Philadelphia. They do manage to find, oh, it's DeFran melting Sato as he throws himself in. So much damage. That's the thing with Torb. You deal so much damage up close, at range.
And even from long range, if you can hit headshots on one of the most difficult weapons to fire in the entire game, you're in a good spot. And it's just having the turret up, make sure that they have to deal with it. And while they're dealing with it, you're hitting them in the face with your primary and doing so much damage. Ultimates now coming online for both teams. EQO's got Rally, Boombox has Transcendence. Poco should have the self-destruct, which might be critical in trying to break this bunker comp.
You know, chuck that bomb in there and just watch them scatter. Kind of what you're hoping for if you get the timing right and if you get the distance right. You know, when you're talking about Poco, the man's capable. There's the initiate coming in from Sato. They use it, the trans, and Boombox yanked off the edge there by Poco. That holds so powerful on this map when you can get the environmental kills, and now you've got the molten core getting thrown into Fran. Really trying to cut up the avenues of entry here for Philadelphia Fusion.
It's such smart use because the Molten Core is not a great ultimate, but it will zone control very, very well.
Not quite getting it there. Poco still gonna go ahead, get the bomb goes down. More damage getting pumped in. Poco with the bomb over the top. Ult for ult. But they're at 99%, and now it's all on Philadelphia Fusion staying alive. If they overextend, if they make a mistake, they're gonna pay for it here on this Philly side. They're not allowed to lose this fight, and so far, it will be the sound barrier thrown in by Neptuno. Carpe somehow dies at the hands of Defran, though, and that's not gonna help.
Carpe dying first is absolutely critical now, and now the D.Va looks like they're gonna go down another Molten Core. For zone control, catches out the pilot D.Va.
Sick hold coming in from the rain in the end. Somehow Carpe getting overwhelmed there by Defran. That doesn't help things.
You have to give Pacbo a lot of credit there too on the penultimate fight. The halt into the hole was on a transcending boombox, I believe, or it had just baited, so you're not gonna be able to save yourself. Even though you're invulnerable at the time, gravity does not care.
I'm loving it though from Defran, man. I was taking a quick gander at his stats. On a per 10, he was dealing 13,000. I think the runner-up was like 9 on tour.
Well, that's what that composition's built around. So like I said, they've tried it before with another DPS, but now they're just gonna let Defran carry him, and it's up to Philadelphia to take control of the point. That's what a bunker really allows you to do on that point. Let's go to the let's go to Ruins though, however.
Yep, third point in this best of 3. So now it's all on this point here. Team that wins it's going to take the first map in this series. And Hex, it's a best of 5. We're looking for the first team to reach 3 map wins. Defran now back on the Zarya, but still capable. Better Zarya than Carpe. At least in terms of statistics. Did somebody get knocked off? It's looking like it. Carpe was trying to stay alive with a clever play. It's not going to work though. 2 down, make that 3 for the Fusion, and the Rain come out swinging.
Very well played there. The last time Philadelphia tried to play this, they tried to put Sato on the win state. He died first and switched immediately, so at least he learned from it. But look at the discrepancy in ultimate charges for the Reinhardts. Pacbo with 82%, Sato a mere 33.
Yeah, that's brutal. Pacbo just raining in the damage. Once they get all grouped up like that, if you can get a couple of hits with that hammer. And now Defran somehow up on the high ground, just raining in the mortars. Shatter straight in from Pacbo. No wasted time on his side of things. We lose Dogman for Rain, but that's traded for Carpe. That should favor the Rain here in this fight. Not that damage and the bubbles from Carpe. Fusion are going to find it difficult to push forward and find kills, but hold that thought, it's going to be EQO. They decide now's the time to get in here with the rally. Just enough to overwhelm Pukpo.
Yeah, it's really nice, and now if they want to even throw a Shatter in on this, they can. I don't think it's necessary, though. The kills will come in on the cleanup for Philadelphia. Don't even think there's going to be a stall-out attempt. Nope, Philadelphia Fusion will regain control of the point. 44% on the board for Atlanta.
One of the rare fights where you lose your Zarya first. Get in there. Get in there and win it. So Philly now, the ones in control. 44% for the Rain. 10% and counting for the Fusion. And going through the side halls this time here for the Rain. So they're looking to wrap right around and get onto the point. It's going to be, once again, the fight. High ground here, we'll see. Defran going to be looking to take advantage of that. He's got the grab online. Big ultimate, there it is, focus fire, and a lot of damage dealt to EQO, no hesitation. There's the grab going in as well. And we will get the charge, not looking like we're gonna get a self-destruct kill. But still the Rain making Fusion work for it.
Well, if the Fusion ever pull this back, it's gonna be an anomaly. They don't win fights when EQO dies first.
Yeah, that's the struggle. And already they're getting picked off one after another. Good delay here from the Fusion side. 50% it should be, perhaps. Yep, 50% on the flip.
But this is how important EQO is to the Philadelphia Fusion. When he dies first as Brigitte, Philadelphia's only won 1 out of 34 team fights. It just doesn't happen.
That's a brutal one. That's the thing, shows the value. EQO knows how to call those shots. Well, already, there it is. The Shatter once again, point blank from Pokemon. Didn't quite sneak it past the shield. Carpe going to get his grab, eaten by Dako, though. That's not going to help things here for the Fusion. Will not be winning this fight. Now their backs are going to be to the wall here on the side of the Fusion. 70% and counting for the Rain. The Rain can make the Fusion work for it to try and get out here again.
They might just push forward and try to lock them in with a Graviton Surge. Defran's got it up. The only real win condition right now for Philadelphia Fusion is if Sato hits a big Shatter. But you're going to have to use ultimates just to be able to fight likely again. I would not be surprised if Defran drops down behind them and tries to grab them.
Yeah, there it is. Grab from the top. Weren't expecting that. Self-destruct right on top of him. but they still get the kill on Carpe. And now this is it. They have to push forward. The Fusion now have to get these ults and get some value from them because it's at 99%.
Well, they're fighting a man down because they had to send someone to the point. They're going to pick up the cap on the point, and not enough kills came in from Atlanta to feel comfortable about this.
Poco's going to get DMAC'd and killed, though.
He had to.
Self-destruct goes off, and that's not going to help. So we do have the D.Va key out of the fight. Sato just doing tremendous damage now as the Rhine, though, 2 kills. And Carper there followed up on Erster. Rain not able to keep it together when it mattered.
Philadelphia flips it back. What's so impressive there, because they lost one, and then they had someone who had to go on the point. They had to send their D.Va back there, so they're essentially down a man there, able to flip it regardless. Now not a whole lot to use for Atlanta to try to regain this. Philadelphia used everything. They had to. They might be able to get to Gravitons on both sides. Pokpo is going to have an Earth Shatter as well. They rally in.
Yep, rally through. Shatter just thrown in there. Hail Mary from Pokpo. Doesn't quite hit. But they are taking damage. There's Carpe. Didn't get his grab eaten this time, so I'll be happy about that. Pat himself on the back. Sato somehow gets caught, though, on that Rhine, and the big kill is coming through now for the Rain, just powering through the defense. Fusion not able to hold, and it will be the flip, and certainly the map win here for the Atlanta Rain. They will take it over the Fusion 2-1 to kick off the series.
I think we're in for a good one, Sumler. That was about as close as they get.
So guys, we're gonna be taking a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see how this series plays out on the second map.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. The Houston Outlaws were just about to the end of Rialto when the Atlanta Rain's Dogman kept his entire team alive almost single-handedly through ults from Sombra, Reinhardt, Zarya, and Zenyatta, then followed up with a perfectly timed biotic grenade to punish his enemies and keep his entire team alive for the fight.
Well, that's one way to send a message. And the Atlanta Rain will take the series, solidify this fight in the playoffs.
There you have it, a demonstration of the brutal beatdown that the Atlanta Rain are capable of. Dogman on your screen right now. And the Atlanta Rain off to a good start in this series. Just to specify, guys, I was saying best of 5 earlier. It's actually first to 3 because in our format you can get draws on the maps. So it's the first team to win 3 maps in this series. They will be the winner and going on to the semifinals.
Don't sell yourself short. We could go to 7 maps.
Yeah.
And it's very likely. It's very likely.
That is entirely possible given the fact that it's you and I doing the commentary.
Yeah. Well, we do have a little bit of a different format here in the stage playoffs as well, that the losing team from the prior map gets to choose the next specific map. And we're going to Kings Row next as our hybrid map. That is Philadelphia's choice, of course. Philadelphia 2-0 on this map, but more importantly, Atlanta Rain 0-3. Smart pick.
Smart pick. This is what you can get going into these series. When teams can go for picks based off of their opponent's recent performance, there can be some adjustments made. And obviously, you're looking to find every weakness.
And even more specifically, Philadelphia has beaten Atlanta on this map before, but there it is. That is how our hybrid works right there. Capture that first objective right there. That would be the King's Point, as it were.
The glowy box thing.
Yep.
That's what you're looking for, guys.
And then a cart will roll out of those very slow antiquated doors, and then you push that towards the end. There'll be a couple checkpoints along the way, move your spawn forward, give you a little extra time. If you push it all the way to the end, we'll flip sides.
Yep, to this point here, this will be where that payload goes, and then this is the final point where they're looking to really just wind home with the payload. So now we get to see what do we have in store for us here on the defense. Atlanta Reign will be starting on the defense, Philadelphia Fusion on the offense, and shocking absolutely no one, it's more 3-3.
Well, the triple comes out. 3 tanks, 3 supports has been the meta so far in the Overwatch League season. Stage playoffs no different here. An interesting route of attack, though, for the Philadelphia Fusion. Usually you stay on the ground, and a lot of it's about dancing around the statue.
Oh, I like that. Poco checking to see if Maso is there in position to knock them off the high ground. Fusion will oblige him anyway, though. Drop off on their own, and this might work out for him. Pokpo somehow hangs in there, survives. DeFran and Pokpo, but same can't be said for Erster. And this is setting it up perfectly here for the Fusion. 2 quick kills, a very fast take on this first point.
That's about as good as it gets, but they're not satisfied with that. They want to stagger them out and build up their ultimate charges, doing damage, doing healing. Gets it closer to those ultimates. That is as good as it gets for the Philadelphia offense there. 5 eliminations, 0 deaths, whole lot of ult charge, and a free capture point.
I mean, Diva players really are the unsung heroes. Well, they did get a lot of focus stage 1, but I mean, it's just like Poco. I'll get killed.
Poco
I'll
has
defend you guys.
his
I'll
own
eat
clothing
grass.
line from Philadelphia. I think he's not unsung.
And I will even capture the point alone while you guys go and pad your stats. I see how it is. Poco, I'll let you talk.
DeFran did a good job in that fight of doing a lot of damage, so he's going to near Graviton Surge. The last time these 2 teams fought against each other, DeFran did not have a good King's Row, mostly with his Graviton Surge usage. We'll see if he can bounce back.
Oh, well, right there. Straight in. Hides it behind the wall. Trance is used, and he kills. I think not, although that could be a big one. Boombox will survive. Not the same for EQO. He's out of it. And that's not going to help things here for the Fusion. Excellent hold at the initial choke point here for the Reign. Fusion sent back packing to the spawn. They'll have to wait for Sato to come online here before they can start pushing out again.
Yeah, the numbers get even more grim when EQO dies first. That is twice that we've seen so far in the match. They've only won 1 team fight all year when EQO dies first on Brigida.
Well, that was an earthy shatter. That did some work.
It's really nice for them to stabilize and be able to hold this choke point right here.
Yes. Especially because if they were to lose it on the Reign side, they can get another fight before the second point. DeFran, though, kicking things off. They find the first pick on Carpe. Got to be careful about overextending. Sato, though, going to get focused down. The stun combo from Erster. Not going to let him survive that. And Reign are in an ideal position. This is so annoying for the Fusion because they've got that payload out, but they're stuck at a choke point where they keep getting funneled in, and the Reign are just not letting them get a foot edgewise.
They could have held right there on King's Row. Some teams are that aggressive to do so, and DeFran, no stranger to an aggressive style. Before the Overwatch League, played on a lot of very aggressive teams who almost even pioneered the King's Point spawn point chokehold.
Now right here, once again, how do you get through here if you're the Fusion? You wait and you farm up some ults. Seems like that's the answer. But DeFran has been so good at dealing damage. He's got a grab online already again. 3 minutes 20 on the clock, and now we kick into overdrive here. The Reign looking for the fight. Self-destructs over the top on both sides, including the shatter, and somehow Poco will be the one to find 2 kills and all of that. Big self-destruct work, and they will finally succeed in breaking the hold that the Reign had on that choke point.
Once the laser light show is over, it is Poco who has made such an impact on this league and his self-destruct placements, and this meta, no different. Boombox gets all the cleanup that you need. They did crack it open now, looking to go forward. They invested a lot of ultimates during that engagement. However, Atlanta did as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Philadelphia just try to go rally ahead, maybe even intending on losing the fight, but building more ultimates quickly. There's the rally.
There's the rally. Both sides, sound barrier used by the Reign. They were really looking to just crush through, but somehow or other, the Fusion are surviving thanks to that rally. managing to hang in there, but they do get ground to a halt. And once again, here's choke point number 2.
Yeah, but I do believe that Atlanta came out a little bit on top as far as damage done to Fran. Another Graviton Surge. However, Boombox so close to Transcendence, so that's the dance of combination ultimates we usually see.
Yeah. Fran really connecting with these grabs. Hasn't missed one yet on this map. Keeps getting the job done. Pokpo somehow survives, and once again the monster shatter from Pokpo. That was big. 2 quick kills here for the Raid, and they are really bleeding time off this clock. If you're on the Fusion side, you want to keep an eye on that clock there at the top. That's how much time they have to push this payload forward to get more points.
Yeah, Pokpo somehow surviving is an understatement. He was at maybe a 10th of his health and he got stunned and they were trying to focus him down. He does fall back to his team, gets all the healing that he needs. Right now though, Philadelphia with a small ultimate advantage. They do have the big combination play about ready to go. A Graviton Surge into a self-destruct. See if they can find a way to displace that shield either with Neptuno's, Lucio, or Sato with a charge.
Yeah, this will be the one. And Pokpo is going to go ahead and run right into him. There's the rally used by EQO. No hesitation on his part. Carpe will get the grab going down, but DeFran once again with the grab. He's averaging a grab every minute, 12 seconds right now. That is bonkers on Zarya, and that's going to allow them to win through this fight. Taco with the double self-destruct.
The only saving grace there is that they're going to have at least a Shatter and a Transcendence for the next fight. Meanwhile, Atlanta exhausted all of their resources. Make no mistake, for the Philadelphia Fusion, this is your last best chance to capture second point. 30 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds, and they're having a rough time of it here, X. Fusion. They've got a long way to cover. They're down to 25 seconds. They're just now making it up onto the high ground here. They want to just come running straight out by the looks of things. Dropping in through the Z, and now this is the fight. This is the one that they have to win. Sato, see if he can get a money shatter out of this. He's going to have that big crowd control ultimate. You can see his shield just getting melted down. Decides to just go in swinging. Is he going to see the opening? Is he going to find it here? Gets stunned for his trouble, throws it out, but the shield was up on Pokpo's side. EQO dropping dangerously low, manages to get back around the corner. And this will be the fight to win.
Guess who has a grab? DeFran has a grab.
Nuts. And again, there's the setup. DeFran knocking him down. Carpe, the next one to fall at the hands of Masa, and this will be a hold for the Atlanta Rain. Excellent defense on their side of things. The Fusion left wondering what went wrong.
A night and day DeFran round as opposed to the last time these teams met on this map. He struggled mightily on King's Row. The exact opposite there.
Minute 10 average grab for DeFran. That's bonkers fast. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll see the second half of this map.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back from the break. On your screen, Atlanta Rain with an excellent defense here on King's Row. They gave up the first point. They gave him the payload, Hex, but then it turns out that there's no fuel in that payload. It wasn't going anywhere.
No, it did not work out great. The last time these two teams met on Kings Row, the cart stopped at the exact same spot. However, Philadelphia was on offense and were able to defend against Atlanta. So perhaps that's why Atlanta wanted to choose the side they did.
Yeah, they're off to the strong start. Pressure's on Philly now. Keep in mind, something to look forward to, Hanks. If you're a Philly fan, they get to go up against the New York Excel to kick things off in Stage 2. NYXL got beaten up to a pulp yesterday by Seoul, so Philly, we got a match to look forward to there in a couple weeks' time. But we are going into this one now. The Rain on the offense, Fusion on the defense, and Fusion holding close. The dance around the pillar.
All right, Philadelphia trying something a little different. This is often still a map that they'll run a Winston defense on, but Sato sticking on the Rhine. Get a very solid Rhine on their first map. EQO takes down the first blood. That's 2 quick kills.
2 quick kills, gonna force him back. The friend, however, will survive, and that means he gets to hold on to his energy, so he'll be happy about that. Not a far way to run. Nice stagger on a Dogman who just got caught out of the middle of nowhere. Wait.
Yeah, they still got Pilot Diva right there too. That's a brilliant defense, making sure that the kills come late. That way the respawns come late, buys you every second that you need. And the way these two teams are playing, seconds are gonna matter.
They're so dead even. Well, trying to sneak their way through. They do make it through the choke. And once again, same position here. When the teams go crashing into each other, who's gonna come out ahead? That's what we're waiting to see. Dako on the high ground, forcing him out. There's the shatter once again. Boombox dropping low, and yet somehow they managed to survive it. No focus on Boombox means he gets the trance off. And so they managed to force the trance. DeFran is getting very close to the grab. If you are Atlanta Rain, reset fast, and then look for the next fight, because the biggest answer to that grab is out of it.
Well, Atlanta did struggle taking first point against Philadelphia last time on Kings Row, so this is nothing new to them. They did pick it up on one of their very last attempts, but it did take them as much time as possible to be able to even pick up first. Poco's hiding, trying to segment them off. They do just that, but a nice bubble comes in, saves Poco.
Yeah, but there's the grab, point blank. Now they get to go into it, self-destructs it through. Trans is there, but we lose. DeFran got a bit ahead of himself. And what? DeFran throws the grab, and it's the Rain that are getting pummeled. Oh, rinse and repeat. We've had 3 fights so far in 2 minutes.
That's a nice kill on a Boombox, but they did have Neptuno very far forward. There he goes. He's going all the way back to bring Boombox into this fight as quickly as possible. Spawn advantage slightly in favor of the offense here.
Yeah.
So this could be a very small window. They're coming back just now, both supports. You see their silhouettes very far in the distance. And they will be 6-man squad by the time the fight happens.
Oh, this is big. Now they're on the point. And once again, Popo with the shatter. Doesn't manage to pick up Boombox, but his teammates will in the end. DeFran finds that kill. And Poco somehow survives. They're getting real progress on the first point now. Philly Fusion looking to take the fight to him. EQO's got the rally out, trying to beef his team up. But that's just that opening. Rain realizing what was going on. They take the fight to him. Grab is thrown in here by Carpe. He dies in the process, though. This is not looking good for the Fusion. And I'm loving that from the Rain. They realize that they have a man advantage, even if it is for just a second or two. It's enough to get a foothold going.
It's not even necessarily a man advantage at that point. It's how the dominoes fall in Overwatch. The late kill on a Boombox means that they get to fight in a different position than they had before. They get all the way into the back corner where Philadelphia is not ready to fight, not ready to set up. Big Shatter comes through and they completely capitalize on it. Atlanta had such a hard time getting even past the statue on Kings that the one late kill on a Boombox allows them to take a fight in a much more comfortable position for the offense, back in the corner. There's no good retreat path for Philadelphia there. Really, really nice shot calling for the Atlanta Rain.
Oh, now they're making some real progress. They're already through the first choke point that Fusion had so much trouble getting through. 3 minutes on the clock. About to get around the bend as well. Are the Fusion going to challenge earlier? This is just going to be it. Backs to the wall right here. You can see that's the rectangle of victory here. That's how far the Rain have to go with this payload. DeFran decides now's the time to get the grab going. The focus fire is there. Nice attempts to get Sato out of position. Once again, a shatter through. Poke connecting with Carpe. And it's a sound barrier thrown in now by Neptuno. Trance is here from Dogman. He's just wanting to throw everything into this, keep his team alive. Another shatter thrown out by Sato. Where's the follow-up? They lose DeFran. Dako as well. And that's going to be the fight now for Fusion.
The Atlanta Rain 2 meters away from taking a 2-0 lead in this first to 3 series. Carpe did work his way up to grab, though. He's actually pretty lucky he didn't have to use it in that fight, because he would have been tempted. Dako was out of mech during the majority of that fight, thanks to an early bomb. If you're at the Atlanta offense, you could get a self-destruct here, you could get a sound barrier, you might just go for a push which tries to get ultimates out of the Philadelphia Fusion.
Well, you just have to keep a body on that point at all times. If the Fusion step even a little bit back, you can see that cart just inch forward every little bit. Sound barriers there. Pokebo, instant focus from him, though. Excellent work. All 4 of the Fusion players just collapsing on him. Sato the one to collect the kills, but it's a team effort here for the Fusion. Great focus fire. And that means 1:30 on the clock, but the friend, even in that moment, manages to get Grav online. He's currently doing what? Nearly 4,000 more damage than Carpe.
The only questionable play there was Masa using sound barrier. You might want to save it for the next fight, but thought he could keep his main tank alive. Yeah. Not going to be the case. Those are insanely difficult decisions to make in the split second that you have to make them. Philadelphia Fusion, though, their ultimate economy is in great position. EQO is hiding up here. Right, just looking where they're coming from, maybe trying to get to the back line, gonna rally on him.
Oh, bubble in the nick of time there to keep Pokebo up. Rallies are through, though. Grav is in, Defran point blank, looking to do some damage. Self-destruct goes off, takes down Dako, but they take EQO with them. Fusion now.
Uh-oh.
Down a key, exactly. When they lose EQO, things don't shape up well for them. Carpe now the next to fall, but it's the sound barrier that saves him in the nick of time. Neptuno doing the best he can to keep his team alive, and losing Dogman and Defran in the mix. Somehow the Fusion have done it. One of the rare fights.
They pull it back, even though EQO fell first. Very good grab there by Carpe, kept them in it. 20 seconds left, last attempt for Atlanta to take this map. This is our final fight, folks.
This is it. What a shift there, Fusion. Keeping it together at the very end. The rain, perhaps overextending just a touch. They will get punished. They might have got ahead of themselves because now the Fusion is just going to charge forward. If you can't get a body.
Diva's on the card.
No way, no way, no, it doesn't work. This would be unreal. It's not going to happen. It's not meant to be, but I love the intent there from Dako. Nearly gets it, but his teammates are coming through. Can they manage to touch the point in time? Barely make it.
It's 3v6 though. This is a Herculean task ahead of them. Self-destruct comes in for good measure.
Oh, it even finds the kill on Masa. That's it. Fusion managed to hold the line, and they will tie up the series 1-1.
Clutch plays, and clutch is everything in life. They pulled it out when it really mattered. Carpe didn't have a great map, but he had the grab when he needed it.
Yeah, that was it. The fight-defining, or map-defining fight. Carpe made it happen. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll hear what the Watchpoint team has to say about these first 2 maps.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
we should be willing to sacrifice people in order to kill people. Like we always like disengage, but don't be scared. Just die for the cause, you know? Like if you can do more damage and because of that we kill someone, like right now everyone is playing like not to die, you know? But
what's up, everybody? Welcome back here at halftime. Malik here with Sideshow and Zoe. Guys, we're all knotted up at 1-1. A tight contest so far. A little bit tighter than I thought it was going to be. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think I was expecting this match to be fairly tight overall, but I think Fusion have really come back into it. You could hear a little snippet from their communication there, and we were listening to it in the back room, and it looked like they really read them coming into that, because if you get held on point B of King's Row, it's not looking good for you, but EQO is a mastermind, and he just came in with a snap read, so adjustments are still going to be made at the half, and this is anybody's game, I think.
It was so crazy hearing his leadership, you know, during that little break, you know, and he was able to get that adjustment made. Now, before we get into the half, why don't we go ahead and have a little insight powered by Intel.
It's what I do best. Insights powered by Intel. Here we go. Well, I don't do much very well, Zoe. That's why it's the thing that I do best. All right, so here, let's take a look at this fight. This was Ilios, and we got Carpe and Poco with their ultimates up, the Grav Bomb combo. And Atlanta Reign on the other side don't really have anything to deal with other than the sound barrier. So instead, they're going to try and play around this positionally. They've got these guys up on the high ground, and these players are pretty much ungrabbable. There's nothing they can do. Massa's miles away on the other side, and Pokepo is the guy that's holding the choke. So the fight's going to happen where Pokepo is. And their attempt here is to make it really difficult for Carpe to grab. So they jump down onto them, putting a ton of pressure on everybody. And as soon as they all clump up, as soon as they realize that this is the moment where Carpe would go for a grab, he obviously couldn't do it earlier when they were up here. Now Dako knows this is when Carpe is going to ult. So Dako gets in a position, hovers over the top of him, covers him with the defense matrix the whole time, and that little bit there, that's the grab getting eaten. You can see it up in the kill feed, and sometimes it can seem like these grabs are just getting randomly eaten or the divas are getting lucky, but there's so much more that goes into it than that when it comes to these top teams. I think you can see there that they really spread out, and they put a huge amount of pressure on Carpe. They know that he's a star for the Philadelphia Fusion, and they really want to take him out.
Yeah, that actually really stood out generally. Carpe had a lot of deaths to his name in that first map, on that first map rather. And I think that was one of the keys to victory they really had there, because the French just completely outplayed them on that Zarya role. Carpe died so much, and as a result of that, he never really was around. His ult charge took 1 minute more, and that's an awful long time, honestly, if you're in need of a grab for your team fight. His average energy was also a lot lower. However, on King's Row, it kind of started to even out a little bit more.
Yeah, he definitely
Carpe got a lot more room.
Yeah, he picked it back up massively, and the stats have started to equalize now at this point, but Defran's still outputting a huge amount of damage. And what I really like is the Graviton surges and the way that they have been used over the course of this, because like you were saying, Zoe, that was a statistic that Defran was leading in after that first map, and now Carpe's in the lead. So the way that these teams have both worked around their ultimates has vastly improved for Fusions over the course of this second half.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little thing where I split on this next question. I want you to take the Philadelphia Fusion. I want you to take the Atlanta Reign. What could both these teams do to clean up their gameplay a little bit and come out victorious in this match for the second half?
Well, I'm going to cheat a little bit because it's something that they couldn't do in the first half, but they can do in the second.
Okay.
And that is try and play a lot of Winston Goats. If Atlanta take it to maps where that's possible and Sado can play the Winston, we haven't seen him really on it so far in this match, but that's where Philadelphia Fusion are absolutely the best. So watch out for that.
All right.
Well, I think Atlanta needs to clean up their ult usage a little bit, and specifically Pokepo. When his shatters land, awesome. Great big plays we're seeing coming out of that Reinhardt. However, he was using it very liberal, and very often it wasn't really coordinated with the rest of his team. I hope that there is going to be a little bit more coordination with maybe get Erster stun in there first, maybe get Masa having good boop onto Sado first before you throw that shatter out, because it honestly looked at times as, oh, it's ready, let's go. Like that's just, exactly, it's like, oh, I see shiny in the middle of my screen, I'm going to hit that button now. Like that's kind of how it looked to me. I think if they can clean this up, they have a good chance of taking the next map.
Right. Didn't it seem that Pokepo's Earth Shatters were too calculated there?
Yeah.
A few of them out there. All right, well, guys, that's going to do it for halftime. Now, so far in Stage 1, Reinhardt has been one of the most important heroes in the game. We sat down with one of our favorite tank players from last season, Fraggy from the Philadelphia Fusion, and he explained why a clutch Earth Shatter, or as the kids like to call it, Fatty Shatty, can make all the difference in your games at home. This is Game Set, sponsored by Omen by HP.
There it is! Fraggy thinks that playing train. Oh, we're going pure Fraggy right now. Hashtag just Fraggy things.
Hello, my name is Jon Laine, my belt tag is Fraggy, and I play for Philadelphia Fusion. So with Reinhardt, you usually want to kind of play good positionings, play behind corners, play behind payload, use the environment to your advantage, so you don't need to use your shield as much. If you kind of overuse your shield as a Reinhardt, you might not have the required shield to push forward when you have the opportunity. First, through the video settings, the most important things here are resolution, standard 1080p, 240 Hz monitor. Reduced buffering is usually off for me. Graphics quality is just default low settings, then I change. I think texture quality is low as well. 100% render scale, I prefer it on 100 because the game just looks better. Contrast just a little bit higher than default, and brightness just a little bit lower than default. I just prefer how the game looks that way. For all heroes, I have 5 cents. My mouse sensitivity is 800 dpi. In-game is 5. For Reinhardt, I have 10 in-game sensitivity, so it's easier to swing around with their hammer, make fast turns with their shield, to react to stuff. So I like to have higher sensitivity on my main tank heroes. Crosshair, I have a dot on the main tank. If someone wants to use it as well, there's a dot size 6, you know, just a dot, green dot. So one of my favorite spots to play with Reinhardt is this statue on defense, because it's a super good place to hold and for fire strike as well. Optimally with fire strikes, when enemy teams push through choke points really, you want to have it ready at that time. Fire strike only requires like 1 pixel to go next to walls and stuff. By doing this fire strikes kind of from these off angles, A, it's gonna kind of prevent you from taking damage because the enemies are not gonna see you, and B, it's gonna surprise them a lot of time. So Earthshatter with Reinhardt is kind of a tricky ult to use. You can get huge value, but it's not guaranteed always. A successful Earthshatter is not always a fatty shaddy, as they call it. Just shatter one guy and get a free kill. That's super impactful, and usually it kind of wins you the team fight already. So guys, you don't always need to go for the fatty shaddy. It's enough to get just one guy. Thank you guys for watching my episode of Game Set. I hope you learned some stuff about Reinhardt today, and maybe learn some fatty shaddies in the future.
Oh, here we go! Fraggy just taking matters into his own hammer. Fraggy gets the job done.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
We've been getting a lot of hate ever since Boombox was sick.
A little bit of bad news coming out of Philadelphia Fusion as well. Unfortunately, they tweeted earlier today that Boombox will not be playing due to illness. I'm bummed about that, man.
A lot of reactions from casters, desk, outsiders.
So let's talk about the Fusion. They're currently the 4th seed. Do you think they're a top-tier team?
Pocket. No. I think you can boo all you want, audience. But I think they got very lucky with the strength of schedule here. Do they deserve to be in the top 5 right now? I don't think.
Ouch.
They want to create storylines. In a way, I don't think it's fair using us as the scapegoat.
I know what we perform in scrims is way better than people probably think, especially Monte Cristo.
It's not like Boombox is making a massive difference in this team.
We haven't lost with me so far.
I think we play better when we're off against better teams. In my opinion, I'd rather face all the strongest teams, have all the opportunities to learn. When you don't get pushed to your limit, it's hard to prove how good you are as a team.
We're just going to prove in playoffs that we're way better than people expect.
Well, EQO's finding out that life isn't fair. It's a tough break, buddy. And also, it does happen to be true. When you don't have Boombox, you don't perform. So I don't understand what they're going on about. Oh, why are we getting all this hate? It's like, no, it's just fair criticism.
It always came with caveats, though. They don't have Boombox, and the Alka's playing out of position. But, like I said, man, that's the Philly style. Underdogs, you don't have to care what the outside world thinks. Just perform, and your city will love you.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
That's it.
Hey, story of the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait,
actually not. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know why I try to make some football
You have no idea what
reference.
you're talking about.
Hand egg reference. You guys are always talking about it. I just listen and maybe a reference comes through or not.
Yeah. We'll talk about free solos.
Well, yeah, there you go. Exactly. Now, if we want to talk about that. So yeah, Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. Welcome, guys. If you're feeling thirsty, there you have it. And let's get into the match, Hex.
Yeah, 1-1 tied up. I actually thought that Atlanta was going to be able to win that last map, but not going to be the case. They will have next choice here, and they're going to choose to take us to Volskaya on our assault map here. So an interesting choice from Atlanta. Philadelphia does like to play the Winston variation of the 3-3 composition, which is very, very good on Volskaya.
It is
Some
indeed.
pundits might believe it's actually even better than Reinhardt on your defense of Volskaya.
Yes.
So it's playing a little bit into Philadelphia's hands, perhaps.
Yeah, so here's the first point that they will be fighting over. This is an assault style map, and so they're looking for 2 points. This will be the first one. The second one's a little bit farther along towards the defensive spawn right here. And so Atlanta Reign will be starting on the offense, looking to cap these 2 points. Philadelphia Fusion on the defense, looking to stop them from doing it. And you're right, Hex.
It's just 2 control points with a big walk in between. That's about it. But to Atlanta's credit, though, they are 2-0 on Volskaya. One of those 2s does include Philadelphia Fusion in the loss column, so they're definitely knowing what they're doing against Philly on this map. Philadelphia is going to play a Winston variation on the defense. Sato, much more comfortable on that hero.
Yeah, because you can get all this cleave. First fight, he's tickling him already. 17%. Never mind, he's dead. What the happened? Okay, it looks like he got stunned out in the open, and the focus fire was too good from the Reign. So all of that advantage of using a Winston to just cleave the Reign down to do damage to everybody on the Reign at the same time, because his Tesla cannon, his weapon splits it up, divines damage based on the targets in front of him. That all goes out the window. So much so that he's gone for the hamster.
That's going to be a little tough. There should be a chance for Philadelphia to come back in here. They're just biding their time, and that's a huge first kill from Carpe and Amasa.
Yeah, Carpe, they're looking to try and turn it on him, but it's not going to happen. Focus fire is not quite there. Defran eventually gets a kill on Neptuno, but
it's time to leave.
Yeah, it's time to leave, and it's also the Lucio you got the kill on, so he's just going to skate his way back into the victory.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go back and pick someone else up. However, it seems like Atlanta wants to press the issue here. Philadelphia not collapsing on this, though, knowing they're a man down, but there's only 3 in right now for Atlanta. They hold their grounds.
Carpe getting some good support there. Has to be careful. Exactly. Back off, play it safe, hold on to that energy so you keep doing more damage.
They're trying to get the high ground again. There it is.
There it is, and this is ideal. Oh, nice attempt on the boop there, but a bubble keeps Carpe from going over, and he will find, or at least chime in here. 2 kills for the defense. Fusion right now just cleaning house, and not a single tick of progress picked up on this first point for the Reign.
And we are entering the ultimate phase of the game now. You saw EQO use his rally during that last fight. Some armor now on every hero. Will decay over time, though, or 30 seconds to be exact. That's the only ultimate they committed. However, Atlanta has built their way to nearly 6 ultimates, so a small advantage for Atlanta. It will have the opportunity to rally into the opposing team, which I'd imagine will be the opening ultimate.
The opening gambit to Boombox. Keeping eyes on that. Nice little hamster grenade field. Yeah, you're not going to be getting through that one intact. And Defriend, he gets his grab eaten as well by Poco. Poco always Johnny on the spot with the D-Matrix.
They commit the Transcendence to it to try to clear out the minefield, but the mines are not done doing damage. Defriend goes down. Poco with a late kill onto Poco. Now, I didn't say the same thing. There's a K in one of those. Poco, of course, means waterfall. Everyone knows that, or they do now at least.
It does, but in which language, Hex? And we get a bit of the zoom in there at the top. Keep an eye on those glowing check marks. Those are the ultimate abilities, the super-powered abilities that these guys are charging up as the fight goes on. And the Philadelphia Fusion right now, well, they just decided to use one. This is a big one. Carpe throws his grab into the fight to kick things off. Once again, the mines over the top. Timing not quite perfect, but that still cuts the Reign in half. They're trying to make their way out through those mines, and eventually they will, but that's costing them valuable time.
The Transcendence is going to come in, try to keep everybody alive in this very small room. Still no deaths just yet. A lot of damage being exchanged. Graviton comes out.
Yeah, that trance. The thing is, you don't stay invulnerable forever, Boombox. You eventually do take damage again. And that will be it. The Reign finally winning the fight when Boombox gets cut off from the rest of his team.
It was a really strange grab from Carpe to open up that fight because 2 members were on a flanking path trying to take the room. Yeah. So it was 4v6 right there. They didn't have their Brigitte, which is very nice to get stuns in, ton of combos, to heal your team, flail away. She does some damage even though she's a support hero, by the way.
Yeah, she is. I know you're a huge fan, Hex. Huge fan.
Yeah, support hero. 1v1s me all the time.
Yeah, it's great. I know. It's a feel-good moment. Wow, Dogman decided to throw this in and the trance along with him. Defriend will find the kill on Sato to kick things off. Out in the open on the Rhine. A good collapse there from the Reign, punishing him for overextending. That's 1 tick picked up, and that's going to put Fusion in a bit of a tight spot. How's their hair, Hex?
Philadelphia must think that they're going to be able to fight this back because there's no switch from Sato onto the Wrecking Ball, which you usually see here. Graviton comes out. Where's the cleanup? There it is.
Nice follow-up there. Arster going to get blown up. Carpe there to deal the hurt. They find the kill on Dogman. So Fusion recover, but man, it's a lot of progress taken.
It's a really nice call, though, from Philadelphia to say, we're fine, Sato, stay on the Reinhardt, so you're not giving up ultimate charge. It's simply better on defense on this point than Hammond is. Hammond will come out if you need some stall or things like that, or an insta-kill. He's very good at those things. But now, because of that, Sato swung through, got 3 eliminations, now has an Earthshatter ready.
Exactly. That could be good with this high ground. He's down on the low, though, so if they focus, they turn. That's exactly what he was looking for. Trying to catch the Reign, looking the wrong way. Pokepo's going to go ahead and turn that around, though. Big kill there for Pokepo. Sato down as well. This is not looking too hot here for the Fusion. Hikyo died first, but then you lose both your tanks. You Carpe hybrid, tank, beamy, grenade doing damage. And that's going to be it. The kills mean success for the Reign. 2 points for them.
Nice play. Philadelphia almost held very well on the first point, but not to be. Philadelphia's going to have a chance on the offense on the other side of things. We'll get to that in just a minute.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
There we have it, the Reign. They found success. First half of offense for them. They pick up 2 points. And really, in this map type, third map of our series, as you can see, it really is the teams who can get the most points, Hex. They can keep going back and forth forever.
These two teams put on a display of offense, not so much defense. You know, as much defense as an under-7 soccer game. No, not with me there. That's all right. I thought it was fun.
On that one. Was that like German-Brazil in the finals World Cup?
No, like 7-year-olds playing soccer.
Oh, okay.
No one's playing defense. Sorry, I have nieces. I've sat
perfect,
through those
so
before, and they're not grand. Defensively set up now for Atlanta. Nothing out of the ordinary. Offense, though, Philadelphia Fusion. Carpe is on that Ana just to see if he can get a peeking Diva. Not going to be the case. And of course, Philadelphia Fusion goes back to their signature style of 3-3 with a Winston.
Let's go. I mean, they are going to go for the long path around, up to the high ground, and then they're going to proceed to stare at each other vehemently.
Well,
real focus and intent.
It's very likely that the tanks are going to try to jump in on high ground, but with a Lucio up there, he can both just get sent back into the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, we're having a Diva on Diva, bit of a fight there, low ground. And now it's going to be Sato up onto the high, does drop onto the point eventually, and now it's just, he's going to eventually tickle some people here. Does just that. And no progress, no permanent progress made on the point.
Well, it's good for Philadelphia, though. They've taken away high ground. Now, if Atlanta wants to regain high ground, there's going to be caused a huge rotation. Moss is going to try to do his best to get them off of there.
Oh, and he gets focused down by Carpe.
Perhaps prioritizing it a little bit too much. Now the beam is coming through from Carpe. There is Poco onto Poco, a little poke-on-poke action. Philadelphia's going to take this first point with relative ease.
Oh, man, when you've got this much energy, you're doing so much damage. If you're Carpe right now, you are loving it. First tick of progress taken, halfway there for the first point. That's going to be the first point picked up here for the Philadelphia Fusion. Very quick time compared to the Atlanta Reign. So they will have more room to work with here going into the second point. 6.5 minutes in their time bank right now.
When you dominate first point like that, we always talk about the snowball potential of being a team with ultimates while the other team does not. That is exactly the case right now for the Philadelphia Fusion. They've got ultimate abilities. No one on Atlanta really ready for it, and here they come.
Sato looking to knock him out of position, and he potentially could. There's the stun. Has to be careful about overextending. Instead, he's going to look to pound Dogman into paste. Not quite going to find it, though. Reign. Well, the Raid have used their rally as well as Dogman with the trance. Now just trying to keep everybody up. The support ults one after the other. Good timing to spread them out on the Raid, really trying to survive as best they can. But Fusion, despite it all, still find 2 kills.
There's still a lot of people alive from Atlanta. They're going to be able to pressure at this point yet again.
Oh, looking for it. Yeah, there we go. Hamster in play. Erster squeaking his way in, looking for a fight. That's 2 for them. I mean, this is actually looking pretty good here for the Fusion, especially considering they take out the Fran. They find the kill on Poco and Masa, and just like that, the Fusion. Fantastically quick offense on their side of things.
That's exactly what you want to do when you win a first fight that dominant. You take that small advantage and turn it into a bigger advantage. Huge advantage in the time bank. 2 minutes more at least. We'll see what they can do when we return from the break.
Fusion showing that they came ready to fight on Volskaya. Very quick time for them on their offense. 5.5 minutes in their time bank. Reign, they've only got 2 minutes 40, Hex.
That is a difference of nearly 3. I got through the 3rd grade.
Yeah, I saw you use your fingers.
Barely, yeah. Yeah, anything over 10, I gotta take my shoes off. Doesn't work.
I thought it was 21. Oh, okay, never mind.
All right. Let's do it again. This is how Volskaya goes very often, and a map that a lot of teams complete, but Philadelphia with the obvious advantage here. 2.5 minutes for Atlanta. Try to put some more points on the board using their time bank.
Looking to take a bite out of them, and yep, there we go. Sato this time Not going to get focused on immediately. He's got to be careful. You can see he's trying to play it a little bit safer. Goes leaping in. He knows he's going to have Carpe there to support him with the bubbles, and he is just making so much damage.
And that's what Winston allows you to do. It allows you to really split the other team in half. Yep. Jumps right in, gets the support of his team, and look at that. We talk about the cleave damage, targets multiple enemies at once. 86% because you're doing so much damage output. And in this meta, where teams are going to be clumped up, you know what's really good against that? Electricity. Likes to hop from one target to another. He's going to have Primal for this next fight after one engagement.
How does it work with Dogman, though? Because, I mean, technically, he's not touching the ground. So how's that electricity?
I just told you I could do basic math.
It's like he's not even putting a foot on the ground.
Daco already out of it. They get leapt on. They're going to get the D.Va in pilot mode as well. Neptuno's trying to jump up and push them back into the waiting arms.
And I like this from Sato. Just use the Primal. Fight's already over. Who cares? Look at how fast you're getting your ult online. Don't hold back.
I suppose. I'd like it more if they had one kill and then he used it rather than 2 or 3, because I think like you just, okay, secure the fight. Sure. I'm fine with that. Sure. But you know what? When you're feeling beast mode, you just gotta enter beast mode, I suppose.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it, Hex.
Oh, good.
By the end of this fight, he's gonna be having like 90% again. Oh, he gets Carpet's bubble very early there, though, so yeah, he's going to back off and play it safe.
Well, now he had to jump away, so now he can't jump in here.
Yeah, yep. So it's going to slow things down slightly.
They have to completely give up that high ground. He is hiding, though. Yeah. Bottom right here is looking for an opportunity to jump up, get the landing damage from the jump pack, and then add in all that cleave damage.
Carpet's in position to give him a bubble, though. So that's the main focus here, I think. Defriend now with that high ground. Sato leaping in, and Sato decided to leap all the way in, and that's, yeah, way too much damage. Great Discord Orb thrown on him immediately there.
He's going after Dogman there, but he got discorded and then deleted his bubble, and the Zarya shield not enough to keep him up.
It's looking like they will succeed at the rain. All the kills with 10 seconds to spare on the clock. Now the rain, exactly, Fran not wasting any time, just gonna go charging straight in.
You know how he could have lived in that engagement if he had Primal?
If he had Primal or if he hadn't cut line of sight with Carpe.
Yeah, just saying.
He left past. Carpe wasn't in position to give him a bubble. Like, what's he doing?
You know, you live by the aggression, you die by the aggression. Completely fine. He's switching off onto Reinhardt now anyway. Several support ultimates up for Philadelphia Fusion. Atlanta, though, does have their combination up. Graviton and Self-Destruct ready to go.
On both sides, they're looking to trade. It's going to be the old Fiesta here in a second.
That's all they've got. We're going to be in overtime by the time this one finishes.
Yeah, that's going to put Philly Fusion in a good spot. Whatever the outcome here, it's going to be looking good. Oh, another one! Poco has been so good at getting D-Matrix on those grabs. Defran has got to be shaking his head in frustration right now.
That's 2 this map already. Graviton comes on the other side. Transcendences, but Poco comes out on top, as Poco always does. That's it. Philadelphia going to defend with 0 progress on the second point.
Oh, man, what a brutal beatdown. That was Poco all the way. Man on your screen there. Exactly, rubbing his hands in pure joy. I mean, yeah, EQO, yes, you have a great D.Va player on your team who keeps eating grabs, who keeps just throwing the fights your way.
3 points is all that they will get. And now the win condition very simple for Philadelphia Fusion. Just get some progress on first, take that one up, and then get just 33% on second points. And they will take a 2-1 lead in this best-of-3 series.
They have 5.5 minutes to do it in as well. That's bonkers, so much time.
See how he got it here?
Yeah. He baited it. Just had the D-Matrix up, go, and Defran just hucked it in.
It's just instinct. Yeah. Just instinct, knowing that that's about the time. It's also watching health bars, too. It's like, oh, he's getting low. He's probably desperate, gonna chuck it in. But Poco, a veteran of this league, has played for the Philadelphia Fusion, I believe, nearly every game. There was a brief section last year where they started swapping him in and out a little bit. But he has been a staple for them. I, for one, own a Nerf Poco shirt from the Philadelphia Fusion.
I use a Poco skin in game.
Yeah, how you gonna nerf Poco, though?
Philly Fusion Poco skin. You don't know it's Poco, but I mean, could be anybody on the Philly Fusion. Fine.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I have... I do have a Torb Atlanta skin. Gotta keep it fair. I spread the love around the league. I got a lot of players I enjoy here. All right, Philadelphia on their attack. 5.5 minutes in the bank. Atlanta's gonna need a defense of a lifetime if they want to outright win Volskaya. They stop Philadelphia from ever taking first, they'll win.
That's it, exactly the big thing. Fusion wasting no time at all, straight through the choke point. Gonna be up onto the high ground. And we get to watch it all unfold, one step at a time. Defran gonna be looking to try and hang out on the platform as long as possible. Masa keeping an eye on things as well. And eventually they will move all the way around. So just getting set up here on the Fusion side, playing it patient. They know they have all the time in the world. No reason to take any unnecessary risks. Neptuno gonna try and knock him off. He's gonna get rebuffed.
Uh-oh.
Sato dropping low. Sato! Boot! Gets the boot. Dogman, that's gonna be a big kill that's gonna throw things out of whack here for the Fusion.
That's the first time I've ever seen a dog beat a gorilla, but that was crazy good play from Dogman there. However, Sato's gonna be right back in the mix. He goes to the Hammond so that he can get back here a little bit quicker. Also a decent hero taking high ground.
Yes.
Oh, he was gonna go for the pile driver. There it is. Gets blocked.
Slam and Jam gonna back off though, and now they're gonna start pushing forward. Eventually the Rain are gonna have to try and take a fight. Somehow Carpet gets blown up. Boombox will take Popo out though, so we're trading the tanks out. Dogman, it feels like Trance is a necessity here, trying to keep everybody up. Erster with the rally as well. Lots of ults used here by the Rain. Fusion might be feeling like it's time to just back off and go for an eco because they still have 4 minutes on the clock, Hex.
It's time to back off though. The last thing you want to do as Philadelphia Fusionists, super overcommit there. You already used Transcendence. Now Sato's gonna switch off. He's gonna go to Reinhardt instead. The hamster was just a desperation point to try to get in there. But now you've reset your ultimate charge. Pokepo on the other side of things sitting at 60%, so well ahead as far as Earthshatters go.
Gee, Carpe not quite on the grab yet. Fran has his, so here on the high ground, Fran could be looking to ruin the party. This is where he's got to be wondering, you know, is Poco in my head though, because he keeps getting his grabs eaten by Poco. So we'll see. This is just kind of hug the wall here and hope to bring him in as soon as they try and throw themselves onto the point. Fusion just taking their time until Carpe gets his grab. It should be fairly soon here. EQO gonna go ahead and rally up, power him forward. Defran gets the grab, focuses down Neptuno immediately. Solo grab, still gets a kill.
Daco now out of Mac. He's actually just gonna re-Mac. Daco does this more often than many others. A giant grab in the corner, all locked up. Atlanta goes down.
Oh, that's bonkers. Defran getting knocked off the side or killing himself in the process, doing too much damage. Nice reset, and a nice fight here for the Fusion. 2 ticks. They get the third one handily, and now you can see they need just a third of the B point.
Wait a second.
What's going on?
Is he switching? Carpe's going for it.
What is this? The Fist is making an appearance.
Well, they ran a Reaper last time on this map against Atlanta. Doomfist very good at getting initial kills and then chaining them together, gets armor, or shields rather, based on how much damage he does.
Get out. The entire time Neptuno is on the point. The Rain taking the fight, looking for the kills, and the entire time Neptuno was just keeping his eye on the prize. That's the thing. If you're looking for the kills, it's not what it's all about. You gotta get the points to get the wins. Philadelphia Fusion, 2-1 in the lead now in the series. Yep, the frustration apparent there for the Rain. They know that they gave that one away. We're gonna be taking a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see what the Fusion are capable of.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
You want an Excelsior game?
You know what's up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Fusion managed to sneak the win there on Volskaya, and it's in large part due to the man in front of you here, immediately in front of you, Neptuno with the back cap in the end. Clever.
Just a loss of focus for Atlanta there, not understanding the objective. They only needed 33%, so really smart to try to sneak it out there. You know, the Doom Fist can be distracting. Don't let Doom kill us, and they just end up not staying on the point. Name of the game is the objective. You see the arrow right there. It's only 33% is needed. And just big brain play right there. Sees where they're going, and then even if they try to take him on at that point, he gets knock him away.
Yeah.
So just heads up play by Neptuno. He's smirking. He knows what he just did. He put his team one map away from advancing to our semifinals. Those maps coming up right now.
Yeah, Route 66 will be the next stop in this series. I mean, this is all on Philly Fusion now to get the job done. They were the 2018 season second team, runners-up the London Spitfire. They played on the big stage. They know what it's about. So now is where that experience should be telling, Hex. This should be run-of-the-mill for them. It's not even, you know, Barclays Center.
You know, professional athletes have to have a short memory or no memory at all. Forget what happened next. Focus on this map. This is an intelligent choice by Atlanta. They are, I believe, 2-0 on this map. Fusion 1-2. Straight up escort here. There's the payload. Just got to keep pushing it. There will be checkpoints along the way which extend your time and move your spawns forward. But that's it. Push the cart. Stay on that payload.
Stay on that payload. Team that pushes it the furthest wins. So let's see. Fusion are going to be starting on the defense here. Sato going for the Reinhardt instead of the Winston. And on the Rain side of things, because they're on offense, they get to kind of mess around a little bit because their spawn is right there. You can see their white outlines through the walls there.
Kind of need to run a Hanzo here just to check the train. A lot of teams will do that just to get some information.
Oh, he didn't quite hit it. Thought that he might have got that dart.
Yeah. But since it's an escort map, every inch matters. You see on Rialto, very close holds, Azus, Dorado, so fight's gonna happen right out the gate. Pokebo rains on Boombox's parade right there, gets himself 2. Finally seeing Pokebo show up in the kill feed. That's as clean as it gets.
That is as clean. Look at that. He's nearly at 80% on his shatter already after the first fight. That was Pokebo's show.
In all fairness, Sato's at 72, so it was just a whole lot of hammer time right there.
Hammers, charges. He took Boombox for a ride that he definitely did not want to be on.
I want to get off Pokebo's wild ride.
Please.
That's fine. Yeah, you can get off. Go right back to spawn.
Look at this progress. Now we're already at the diner here for Philly Fusion. Or sorry, for the Rain. Fusion on the defense.
This is a gas station right there. Big Earls, big slam comes down. Trades back and forth. Dogman falls. Carpe falls on the other side of things. Ah, huge slam.
That's a monster shatter from Sato. Curious to see what Pokebo's stats are for shatters, you know, through all series long, because it just feels like he just keeps hitting multi-shatters every time he's got it. Didn't work out that time, though. Fusion will stabilize. 2 minutes 44 on the clock. And the payload, this is where it's stuck, right in front of the diner. So instantly Fusion are going to be up on that high ground looking to take advantage of it. Carpe going to be happy about that.
You can eat Big Earls if you want, but I'm not a fan of gas station cuisine. There we go. Have the high ground is Carpe, raining it down right there over the top. Rallies out from both sides.
Self-destruct, thrown in, no kills. Fusion well aware of it. The rally used by EQO to kick things off, and somehow Sato's gonna off himself, or he'll die. Probably got knocked off the side of the cliff there, but we're still gonna lose Dogman for the side of Raid. No trance left here for the Raid. Gonna leave them vulnerable. Fusion, they can keep it together.
Boombox is in a really strange spot. He's behind the rest of the team. He gets an armor pack towards the end, but with EQO falling, Boombox is still, I can't believe he was alive. Yeah, he was completely cut off from his team. And momentarily, Atlanta is going to have a 6v4, make that 3 retreat horn sounds for Philadelphia Fusion.
Yeah, gotta back off. They've held on to their ultimates, so they'll have that to work with. And it looks like, yeah, he just, oh wow, fat finger maybe?
He was going for the charge, and I think it just, the collision wasn't there, and he might have gotten Lucio from behind as well to push him off his path, so.
That's why you don't go charging off the cliffs. Oh, the kills, the shatters again. Carpe kicks thing off, and this is perfect for the Fusion. They still have their grab.
Let's scrap it out. It's just still gonna be 4v4. Atlanta gets the next kill on in Neptuno. It's just Carpe. Carpe at 12 HP. Carpe back in spawn.
Oh, man. Thought for a second there that he would manage to hang in there, but nope, not meant to be for the Fusion. They will get overwhelmed. 3.5 minutes on the clock now for the Atlanta Rain. They've picked up the first point First checkpoint.
Yeah, checkpoint. The slowest doors in all of video games in effect right there, as that will stall out the offensive push. An actual design mechanic which allows the defense to get back in position after losing a checkpoint.
Exactly. Give him time to get in position. Straight onto the low ground, back up into the pillar. Sato looking in, but it's going to be the rallies. Mirrored on both sides. Carpe, decent energy, and finds the kill on Defran to kick things off. Defran feeling like he's been a little quiet so far.
Dogman takes down EQO though, so now they are still equal. They've been trading Zaryas and Zens at the beginning of every fight.
Yeah, it's been the real focus. Pokefo, though, not going to help things here for his team if he's back at spawn. We're down to 2.5 minutes on the clock now for the Rain, and fairly even across the board for ultimates here.
Now they can get another time extension if they hit this next checkpoint, which is around the bend. Route 66, a very long map. We'll see the setup here. Defran dying early in that fight meant they weren't able to use Graviton Surge. We're going to have dueling Gravitons and dueling Transcendences. It's all about execution at this point.
Dogman calling for it, he will receive. Defran, this time his grab doesn't get deep. Self-destruct does not find a kill though, and now we're gonna have the self-destruct over the top from Poco, and he shows you how it's done! Urster and Defran out of it. Once again, we get the Poco bomb.
Well, it's not just Poco in these situations. Last year, maybe it was a different meta, but when you lock them up, it's all about your team moving the Reinhardt out of the way, making sure there's no bubbles and shields that are gonna block line of sight for that self-destruction. But I mean, regardless of that, Philadelphia does a good job of it, better than most teams, and Poco, he still puts it in the right spot every time. The man's a magician. He's Kobe Bryant of self-destructs.
He's very, very good. And that is the combo, but they still have Neptuno's sound barrier, so if they need it, they can use it here in this fight. They're doing so much damage to the Rain, and Neptuno, perhaps not realizing how one-sided that fight was, goes for the sound barrier.
Well, I mean, it did help them finish it off at the very least, and he's in good communication with Boombox. You'll never really see Philadelphia without either support ultimate about to be online. Also, you have Rally to initiate if you want, which is a support ultimate, still does give armor over time. So, not a terrible move there. And now a minute left, and Atlanta's done nothing on this second point of 66.
Now they have certainly struggled, and there it is once again. Rallies
getting on the ground.
Pokefo once again with the shatters. No follow-up this time. Sato a little less effective on his. It's just the dance, but the payload is still over there, and it's looking like Urster just remembered that, hey, we need to actually try and get some progress here. Carpe from on high gets focused. Does he realize he might see the opening? He does have the grab, and yep, sure enough, gonna pin him right to the underside of the bridge. Is there any angle to take advantage of here? Self-destruct over the top will take down Sato.
Philadelphia should have had this fight won. They may still just well have it. They gotta keep pushing. But they had Transcendence faded out before that grab came.
Yeah. It's looking like we're going to get a bit of free progress here for the Rain. Still not going to have a whole lot of time to play with. 10 seconds pretty much on the clock now for the Rain. All on this next fight. They still have a bit of ground to cover before they reach the second checkpoint. So the Philly Fusion, are they going to be able to snuff them? Is this the time? There's the grab, and Poco once again eats it. Defran has got to be kicking himself. Fusion now, can they just edge it out because they've got that fight? Boombox will get focused down. He's gone. A second before Neptuno manages to get the sound barrier off as well. That's painful.
Brutal. That's really bad, and now they're getting segregated and chasing down. However, EQO is able to get a swing back kill onto Defran. This one ain't over yet.
Yeah, Carpe needs to stay in the thick of things here. Eventually, with the help of EQO, we'll take down Urster. We lose Neptuno, though. And they're still getting progress this entire time. The Rain keep getting progress out of that payload. That's what it's all about. Even if you're going to lose that fight, every meter matters. And the overtime wears off, and that's it. Masa with the sound barrier trying to buy a bit more of it.
Sato bowls him off right there. Yeah. And look at the reinforcements about to come in. We have this overhead. There was about to be Transcendence. There was about to be huge reinforcements from Atlanta. So Sato with the clutch bowling ball maneuver right there. It's himself a spare, at least, not necessarily the strike. Philadelphia, all they have to do to advance to the semifinals of the Overwatch League 2019 Stage 1 playoffs, push the card a little bit further.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Fine success. They're off to a good start. They're looking healthy. But now it's all about the semifinals, and this is it. Philly in the lead, 2-1. It's the first team to reach 3 map victories that will progress today. Pokefo, dude, the guy's been bonkers with his shatters. Just keeps connecting with him.
He was so close to getting back to the cart. Last second charge, not able to get there and keep it alive. Like I said, if he's there, Atlanta's coming back in full force. They're bringing in Dogman, I believe, was transcending just to get there a little faster. Zenyatta, Zoom Yata, when he's in the transcendence mode, moves a little quicker. There you see it. There's the objective. Golden box of victory is our nomenclature.
If you're in LA, be sure to get your tickets and get over here to the Burbank studio. You can still get them. AXS.com/over. Well, actually, OWL. Owl Hoot. Get in here. Get your tickets and watch the matches live. Still the semifinals and the finals going down Saturday and Sunday. So, Philly Fusion on the offense. Poco's going for the Hanzo. Definitely not going to stay on him. Going to use the Sonic Arrow just to go ahead and give a peek, get some information as to the setup here from the Atlanta Reign.
Sonic Arrow up top. They see DeFran's up there. Peekaboo. Still same rotation comes down.
And right out onto it. Poco caught in a bit of a sandwich. He will get support from his team, though. Does get the shield up. Did somebody just get launched off? It looked like it. Yep, Masa manages to remove Sato immediately. Excellent work. That was awesome.
Well, Atlanta would prefer to clean this up a little bit more. They did lose Erster, so Erster's not going to be back in this fight. Philadelphia is going to have a 6v5 whenever they choose it, because Brigitte is not fast. All right, now it's a 6v4. They're going to have to give up grounds, and they're going to have to do it quick, because Lucio's going back to bring Brigitte back into this. So just that one kill opens up all that space on the offense.
Yeah, there it is. Reestablishes control here. Sato feeling good about that. He's got the shield up now, and it's going to be the Reign just charging headfirst into it. EQO nearly gives up his life yet again. The guy is aggressive. Reign looking to punish that, but this time he squeaks his way out of there.
Well, Poco has his Shatter up. There's Graviton, so a much better ult economy thus far for Atlanta.
Well, the defense have been doing a good job. Boombox has got the trance, though. Instantly uses it. No hesitation on his side. Shatter thrown out. It's going to slow things down, but we didn't have to self-destruct. That would have been the money combo. Instead, it's going to be the Fusion giving ground, backing off, and now Carpe is going to have his grab.
That's an excellent disengage from the Philadelphia Fusion. Atlanta Reign burned out a rally there, and now they're not going to have that super aggressive. Now the rally comes onto the other side.
Once again, Shatter into the back line. Sato surviving barely. Sound barrier delayed there, used by Masa in the end, eventually will wear off. It's looking like Poco's trying to get cut off with the rest of his team.
Oh no,
and the self-destruct point blank. That's 4 kills for the Fusion. Daco throws himself off the side, and Philadelphia Fusion looking good. 2 minutes on the clock.
Just a mastery of how to lay these bombs exactly where they need to be. That one, a little layup, a little lob shot, some finesse right there from Poco. Drops it right down on top. However, Atlanta will have a chance to come back out here. DeFran, guess what? He's got a grab.
DeFran is
He always has grab.
He is so fast at charging it, at getting the energy up, and then finding the ult. If only he did get them beaten so often by Poco. It's a good thing he gets grab every minute. But this time there will be one. No follow-up, though. Trance was used by Boombox. We're going to lose Erster. There's another Shatter coming in from Poco. But it's not enough of a follow-up here on the side of the Reign, and the Fusion will be finding this first checkpoint.
Despite EQO dying first, they're going to make another anomaly happen off of this fight. Buys a little bit of time. Dogman is behind the rest of the team. They do find him eventually. Should be able to get this checkpoint. Move the spawns forward to the right side of your screen. Add some time to the clock. 3:30.
About the same amount of time, though.
It's not huge. It's about 3 offensive pushes. And you're very likely going to have to win 2 fights to get to this point here. Just get to the box on the ground.
So evenly matched. Fusion are just squeaking through, though. But we will have Poco once again getting close to that self-destruct. And Carpe's nearly got the grab online. So the Fusion have some tools to work with here going into the next fight. Just not going to count DeFran out. He's at 50% pretty much on his grab, and the guy gets him so quick that he could very well have a grab before long here.
Philadelphia's got the combination ready. Dogman with Transcendence would be able to save them through a grab. Not a grab self-destruct, though. Philadelphia, all 6 online.
There are the rallies. Once again, the Shatters. Sato connects, but it's not going to be followed up on Dogman with the Trance.
Yeah, but they got Transcendence out. Now you can grab with impunity.
Yes.
As long as they keep an eye on where Daco is.
There's the sound barrier, and there's the grab. Once again, Carpe lays it in, self-destruct, over the top. Shield was up for Poco, though, so there will be no follow-up kills. Instead, it will be Atlanta Reign running over the Fusion.
It's a perfect fight if you're Atlanta.
Yeah.
They weathered the storm. They got all the ultimates out of Philadelphia except for a Transcendence. And like I said, you get about 1 push every minute. We're down to the 2-minute warning here, Semler.
Not a whole lot of time here for Fusion, but still, they've got quite a bit of progress made on that payload. They're through the initial choke. So now it's just about keeping that presence on there, getting the bodies on that point, moving forward, about halfway there. So Rain now on the high ground. This is the usual spot where the teams clash into each other, and the self-destruct right over the top here from Dako, hugging the wall, and it's gonna find Carpe somehow. Pretty sure somebody just got ejected off the side of the cliff as well. EQO gonna go ahead and tell us what color the rocks are down there.
That means Transcendence now out too. Philadelphia, the cupboard is barren. The armament's not stocked, and now Atlanta in a great position on defense.
Turns out the rocks were red. They were color red. Now time. Fusion, yeah, this is very well the situation where the Reign could be feeling good about themselves. The Fusion's starting to run low on time. That's going to put the pressure on them. They can start making some mistakes, and the Reign can capitalize on this. Poco's got the shatter again, and I just wouldn't be surprised to see him just chuck it straight in, connect once again with everybody on the Fusion side.
Atlanta's gonna rally in instead, trying to get a couple of these kills. Philadelphia, nothing to use, so nothing to waste. EQO's gonna get rally up during this fight. He's gonna pop it back and die!
Die. Yeah, that's the big thing. The focus fire is too good on the side of the Reign, and EQO's gonna be kicking himself. That is a painful, costly error on his side.
That was a fight that you have to commit to losing, in my opinion. You give up the Ghost. He was so low. Popped the rally to get himself back healthy, but died immediately means that no one else on his team gets any benefit. So now they can't initiate with rally, which is what they like to do, especially when the other team already rallied.
Yeah, it's the name of the game, getting that bonus armor on everybody, making it more difficult to kill. Now Defran on the high ground, he's got that grab. He's got to try and keep an eye on Poco. Poco at the back of the line, trying to cover as much ground as possible with the D-Matrix. So frustrating here for Defran. We're gonna see if he can get clever. He's got the energy up, he's dealing the damage, and we're down to 15 seconds on the clock. A near identical situation for the Fusion that the Reign were in on their offense. So now Defran, I mean, Poco's just constantly bathing him in D-Matrix. Poco just keeping eyes on Defran at all times.
But Defran doesn't have to use this, it's on them to push them.
But now Poco's on the payload, and it's looking like Defran's just gonna go ahead and take the fight to him. There it is, point blank, on the ground, finds the opening he was looking for. Carpe gonna trade it back. Sound barriers and everything right on through. Poco once again finding a kill on Erster, but they've lost Neptuno for the Fusion. Still, Dogman going down. They're just trading back and forth, tick for tack.
Huge trades right here. It's Masa alone on the cart, though. Has to be careful. He's able to dance around it. Poco just getting some kills. Defran rather falls right there. And Philadelphia, of the strength of being able to slowly push that point and build up ultimates and get their economy back into it, are so close. That's the box. That's victory right there.
Oh man, and now you're starting to get a bit painful here for Erster. He's on he's gone for the Tracer.
Oh,
instantly deleted by EQO. Defran has gone for the fist as well. Let's see if you're gonna get it. Nope, Sato's there with the hammer instead. And this is it, the Fusion marching forward to a spot in the semifinals. They're gonna get it done, Hex. 3-1 victory for the Philadelphia Fusion. They will be playing tomorrow in the semis.
Philadelphia with the Philly special slow push there. Build up alts, use them in the correct order. They got it out on Route 66 when all had failed prior. And this team, do you want to bet against them? Do you want to count them out?
No, that's not the case. As always, they show that they are able to hang in there, and they take it all the way with the mascot named Gritty.
They
what else
Gritty.
can we expect? What else can we expect? Still, as far as the Atlanta Reign are concerned, I mean, this is their first time competing here Overwatch League, and they are making it into the playoffs of the first stage. Still a solid performance on their side. A lot learned here, a lot of valuable experience gained.
I do not believe we've seen the last of them in our stage playoffs here. We've got 4 stages in the Overwatch League before we even get to our finals, so I think they should be proud of how their first stage went, considering a lot of pundits had them ranked pretty low. Defran showed he could stay up on the big stage. Dogman made a big impact. Their tank pair, everyone in Atlanta should be proud.
Exactly right. Well, we've got nothing but good things to say. So I hope that EQO will take it easy on us, because we're going to have an interview with them now.
Thanks, guys. We're down here on the floor with EQO, and congratulations, you are officially going to the semis. That is an awesome deal. That's awesome. So how are you feeling?
We're feeling pretty good. I think personally we could have played a lot better today, so it's mostly of a satisfaction thing. And I think looking forward to our next match in the semifinals. I think we're going to bring our A game. So I hope, we're going to slightly come back to that.
Well, come on, you don't have to be that hard on yourself. You played well today, and you took home a win. So I know that all your fans here are very proud of you. I saw people waving flags, and they're very happy to see you go on to the semis. And I know the casters up there said that they hope that you don't go too hard on them, because you've been a little bit disrespected by some of the analysts. But you're going into the semis, so what do you have to say for yourself?
I think the casters have been slightly hard on us, but in the end of the day, we're here in the semifinals, other teams are not, so we did work hard to get here, and I hope that slowly we'll get more appreciation to, how much we dedicate ourselves to getting better, to overcoming our difficulties, and hopefully, our next match will prove that. Maybe today didn't, but good luck to us, I guess, towards grand finals and the playoffs.
Well, I'm going to give you appreciation today, EQO. You have done an amazing job. So congratulations once again. That's right. Give it up for Philly Fusion. Summer and Hex, I'm going to throw it back to you and say something nice.
No. Well, come on. I mean, that's the thing. When we expect great things. But for the Fusion, if you make it to the finals of the 2018 season, you expect great things. And that's the thing. You're up there on that pedestal, EQO. There's just a little bit more pressure on you.
They're a team that's really hard to ever really bet against. They can grind it out with the best, and they can slum it out with the worst, really. Our Stage 1 playoff picture is clearing up. The Philadelphia Fusion will be moving on to the semifinals. Their opponent yet to be known. We'll have to settle that in a little bit.
Exactly right. That's what's going to be happening. But before we go to that next match, we're going to find out who the player of this match was. Brought to you by Owned by HP. The player of the match between the Philadelphia Fusion and the Atlanta Reign was Boombox.
Well, the Vancouver Titans may be undefeated this season, but Boombox also undefeated in the 2019 Overwatch League season. They have not lost a match when he's in there. He brings your damage. His Transcendence timings are always very good, but he has them up very often. Super smart player, and they just play like a little different team when they're with him. Of course, he is their flex support, and he's been crushing. Boombox is just always a safe bet. I would have maybe thought if Poco had some chances there.
Or biased, you and I.
Ate a lot of self-destructs, ate a lot of grabs, had some self-destructs, but you can pick a lot of these Philadelphia players and give them player of the match. No one more deserving than Boombox.
Yeah, that's the tough thing when it comes to eating grabs, because then it also involves the Zarya making a mistake, right? So maybe I can follow the logic here.
It's a different team when Boombox is in. 0-2 with him out, 6-0 now with him in.
Very true. Boombox, man, is a monster. A bunch of other monsters are about to play, though, Hex. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will be having the San Francisco Shock versus the Toronto Defiant. The last quarterfinal here for the Overwatch League Stage 1 playoffs right after the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.